Hello and welcome back to the World Cleanup Day show, coming to you live from Tallinn in Estonia. I don't know if the microphone can pick it up, but I can hear church bells ringing behind me, which is kind of unusual because Estonia is known as one of the most atheist and non-religious countries in Europe. But all around you here, as you look around the beautiful old town of Tallinn, the medieval old town, we have the old city walls there to protect it. It has steeples everywhere, churches and steeples everywhere. It's such a fascinating country. We're right in front of Freedom Square. You see Freedom Tower there as well. They gained their independence 100 years ago. They celebrated 100 years of independence in 2018, and then of course in 1991 with the collapse of the Soviet Union and the Iron Curtain coming down, Estonia really came into its own. So it's great to be here in such a young nation that is spearheading such a worldwide initiative, the World Cleanup Day. I'm outside for a good reason, not just to get cold and to enjoy the beautiful city. To show you this. This in Estonian says, do you participate in World Cleanup Day? Yes, yeah, or A, no. And you put your cigarette butts in here. So more people, thank goodness, participate than they don't. But again, just a clever little idea. So when people come and they have their cigarette butts, rather than throwing them on the ground, they put it in there and they go, oh, what's World Cleanup Day? What's this about? Nice bit of advertising. Come on over here. Isn't this gorgeous? If you haven't visited Estonia before, you have to. Only 1 million people, just over 1 million people living in the entire country. Around 400,000 of them in the capital, the city of Tallinn. It is beautiful. Right here on the Baltic Ocean, a lot of cruise ships come to visit. You know, they go to Finland, they do other Scandinavian countries, and then they can do Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. And this building behind me here, this is the city building. The city offices are in here, like the mayor's office, and this is where we've been broadcasting from. They've been very good to let us use their briefing center, where our call center is. All the people, there's some of our crew waving out to us. Hey guys, give us a wave. And then here in this van, this is where it all happens. This is the nerve center, the HQ. Watch this. Wake up! We have a huge amount of people in here, as you can see. I've never seen any of these people before in my life. I don't know what they do, if they do anything. Is that Martin? Turn around there, Martin. Look at this man. He's a genius when it comes to technology. Isn't that right?
Maybe.
Maybe. He's a humble Estonian. Well, I guess I should throw to another country because that's what we're doing. We're checking in with countries all over the world. Where are we going next, Director?
Italy.
Italy. So I tell you we're going to Italy, he tells me in my earpiece, and then when I say it on TV, this guy presses a button and makes it happen. Like, watch this. Okay, let's cross to Italy. Bellissimo.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. So tell us what's happening in Italy. How many people are participating in cleanup action?
But in this moment, we have only the total number of actions, and the total number is more of 2,000 actions in Italy. And we haven't now, in this moment, the number of participants, but I think that is 1 or 2 thousand. Maybe, but we don't know in this moment. Maybe during the days, today or tomorrow, we can give you the real number.
That's fine, yeah. So what is the biggest problem in Italy in terms of the waste? Is it plastic? Are the cigarette butts? What's the biggest issue?
So in some cleanup that I was this morning, and also some report that the volunteers sent to us in Partner, the problem was the cigarette butt and also the plastic, because we made more action on the beach, and the problem is plastic that we found, and yes, the plastic and the cigarette butt is we have the double problem.
So that's what you're really focusing on. What about the awareness in Italy? Obviously, World Cleanup raises awareness about all those issues, you know, about the waste, about waste cigarette butts, about plastic, etc. But, you know, in a normal day, are people talking enough about the waste?
No, I don't understand. Sorry.
So what about awareness about those issues? You know, for example, in Estonia, Even in
Uh-huh.
Estonia, a lot of people don't know how harmful waste cigarette butts are. What about Italy? Do people know about those issues?
Uh,
Do they know it's a problem?
yes, usually the problem is that the is not only the people, but also the company that uh, put the waste not only in normal, so in normal box or separate the waste and blah blah, but they put the waste all together or directly in rivers or
We lost you now. Sorry. Okay.
yes, sorry,
Okay.
because
Can you?
block
Yeah.
block
Can you?
the
Can you just say that sentence?
yes, because block your video, and
Yep.
I don't see you.
The connection issue. Okay.
Yeah, and so the problem is not only the people that that try that use the waste and after the cigarette, I don't know, put the cigarette butt on beach or other, but the problem is very very big. It's not only the citizens.
So thank you, Vincenzo, and all the best to you guys in Italy. And let's hope that Italy will be a cleaner country tomorrow.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Hi, Silver.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, Italy, and thank you so much for that update. Keep up the great cleaning, and we'll check back in with you later. Now, Annalie is here. Annalie, you have an update with some numbers, very impressive numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to give you the numbers. How many countries have cleaned, and how many countries are cleaning, and how many countries not started yet.
Oh.
So, clean countries in the world. 94 countries.
Wow, 94 countries. Woohoo! Little
Already
cheer from our
cleaned.
audience. How about that?
Almost half of the world. And then 24 countries we are cleaning at the moment.
Clean at the moment, okay.
And 64 countries we haven't called yet, so we are going to clean up soon.
Because most of the countries now, the sun has come up and they're awake, they're moving about. So if those countries, maybe we haven't heard from them yet, but they could be cleaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We haven't called them yet.
One person clapped over there for some reason, and I don't know why, but I think that was Jim. Annalie, thank you so much for that update. And
You're
next,
welcome.
where are we going? Senegal. Stephen in Senegal, but he's in Quebec and Canada, I think. He's a great, you know who he is? He's a great guy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's go over to you, Stephen.
Okay, to answer to your question first, I've been running it for 3 years now. And in Senegal, right now, we have a few teams that are working in several regions of Senegal. You have to bear in mind that lately we have been dealing with some floods in a major part of the country. Therefore, with certain leaders of these areas, we've decided that after the floods, we will do a massive cleanup. But for the time being, we have 7 regions where there's going to be few activities. And the second aspect is the fact that due to COVID, the government is still refraining people from having some gatherings. Therefore, we opted for individual cleanup, which is definitely interesting as well, as we cannot have those big gatherings as we used to have.
So approximately how many people are participating?
I'm expecting something like at least a good 1,000 people.
Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. And what is the biggest challenge in Senegal when it comes to waste and rubbish and etc.?
I mean, it's the same challenges that you would see over Africa, which I oversee as well. Structural problems, problems due also to people's behavior, lack of knowledge of the threats that are being provoked by mismanaged waste. So a combination of several factors that are making waste a big threat for Senegal and Africa in the same wave. What you have to understand also is the fact that We do not have necessarily all the time all the structures, all the equipment, all the infrastructure to be able to handle the massive waste that is produced through new ways of consuming that are coming over Senegal and Africa. Also, I have to point the fact that more and more African countries are receiving waste from abroad, which is a big problem because we cannot only already handle the part that we have. So imagine if we start getting waste from other parts of the world.
Do you see any kind of change in the mindset of young people? As we, generally it seems like, the young generations, they are more kind of aware about the environmental issues and more keen to kind of, do something about it. Is it like that in Senegal, like that as well?
It's yes, it is the case. My take on this is that yes, it's important to be aware, but the second part, once you are aware, it's important to start acting, because being aware and not acting is actually more dangerous than just being ignorant. So I think it's super important that we are able to bring the youth and everybody actually to start acting for a better world, because we cannot just dream about it. We have to really start acting, and it can start by the waste that we produce. And some people that I meet, sometimes they say, oh, you know what, I don't want to clean up. And I'm like, okay, just make sure that you don't dirty anything. Just make sure that you don't litter, and make sure that you reduce your consumption at the base to reduce the amount of waste that you are producing. Because there is not such a thing as a way, and people think that once they put it in the garbage bin, then they did a great thing. But it ends up where, most of the time in nature.
Actually, sorry, Stefan. Now I think your camera is slightly moved. Maybe if you can just check it. Yeah, okay. So I'll ask. I think the last one was a little bit out of kind of shaky. I'll ask you just one final question, which is similar to what I asked before. But do you have any encouraging words for people around the world on how to look after our environment and achieve more sustainable future?
Show more love. I think that love is the answer for many of the issues that we have. And I believe that if we show more love to ourselves, to the planet that we are part of, things should be going better. We have been choosing for way too long. We've been choosing wealth over well-being. And it's important that we get back to the essential and to the fundamentals. I'm sure that together we can do it, but we have to do it now. Time is up.
Excellent, Stefan, and thank you for those inspiring words. And it's a great job what you're doing in Senegal and
thank you so much.
Africa in general. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephen in Senegal, for that update on how the cleanup is doing, and the best of luck with the rest of it. If you just tuned in, this is the World Cleanup Day show. We're coming to you live from Tallinn in Estonia. As you can see, it's getting dark outside. Night is starting to set in, but we are keeping on going until 3 a.m. in the morning here, because we know that there are so many of you cleaning all around the world. Now, we've been talking about different initiatives, different ideas when it comes to recycling and making the world a greener place. We have another one now. This is one here in Estonia. It's a very interesting one. It's called Pandi Pakend. You want to know more about it? Well, then here you go.
We're joined by Kertuliina Urke from Estonian Deposit System. So how does your refundable packaging deposit system work?
Yeah, when we watch the consumer's point of view, then it's very simple one. You go to the shop, you buy yourself beverage packaging, for example. You buy the packages and you pay the deposit money and also the price of the product. And when you have finished your drink, then you just can go to the collection point and return your package, and you get the deposit money back.
How successful have you been in the Estonian market? What is the percentage of the packages you actually manage to recycle?
We manage to recycle near to 90% of the packaging. So this recycling rate is like really, really high one, in the same level like the Nordic countries are right now.
Have you had any obstacles, any challenges? You've been around for 15 years.
Yeah, the system has worked the last 15 years, and of course we have had our own issues. This is like a longer story, but I think mainly we are working very well. We are fulfilling our recycling rates, and all the packagings are recycled.
How does your recyclable packaging deposit system work in practice?
When you watch the consumer's point of view, then it's a very easy one. You just go to the shop, you buy yourself beverage packaging, you pay the product price plus deposit money, and when you are environmentally friendly, then you go to the collection point and you can get the deposit money back. It's a very easy one. When you don't return your package, of course, you will lose your money. From the retailers' collection points, we bring the packages in our packaging handling center, and here we start the real recycling processes. It means that we sort them by the material, we count the packages, and then the retailer gets the deposit money back, because the retailer wants to get the deposit money because they have to pay it back to the consumer. And who pays us the deposit money is the producer or the packaging company, because basically the pollution kind of starts from them, so they have to be also involved in the system.
Are there any similar systems around the world, as far as you know?
There are similar systems basically in Europe, for example Lithuania, and also in Sweden, Norway, Finland, in Denmark. So yeah, we are very similar to their deposit systems.
Why do you think it's not spread across the world? And what should be done so that every country would use the same system?
Yeah, it's not so spread yet, but I have to say that there will be a lot of countries soon coming out with their own deposit systems, because we have every year a lot of delegations who come to Estonia to learn and watch how it's possible that we can collect so much packagings and recycle them.
So what are your future plans?
Our future plans are mainly connected with our reusable cups, I think. We have a totally new service. We want to get rid of single-use plastic cups, and we have a new direction where we are leading or going right now.
What sort of advice or aspirational words would you like to give to companies and countries around the world to introduce similar systems and generally become more sustainable?
I can say that the beginning can be kind of hard one, but please don't give up. You just have to speak with the stakeholders, you have to make the laws, the organization has to work as a non-profit organization and so on, but it's possible, so just keep going.
Thank you, Kerttu-Liina Urke from Estonian Deposit System.
You're welcome.
Pandipakend, nice name, Pandipakend, an Estonian company doing great things, as you can see, a great initiative, and we'll have more great success stories from our home broadcasting state of Estonia later throughout the night. Now, we are moving to the Netherlands next in our checkup on how the cleanup is going, and we're going to say hello to the leader of Let's Do It in the Netherlands. It is Robert Moring.
Hello.
So where are we? Next to the canal?
At this point, we are in Amsterdam at our office. The back office is at the background, the big building, and we are close to one of the main rivers in Amsterdam, which runs through the main river, which ends up in the ocean. So yeah, we're working close to the water now for today's cleanup.
How has the COVID and the pandemic, how has this all affected your work?
Yeah, it was a big challenge in the whole organization of World Cleanup Day, especially because you have these restrictions. You have to, well, you cannot encourage people to act in big groups, you know, and you have to maintain the distance between the people. So that is a challenge on itself. And well, you know, like I know, it can change every day. So organizing events and especially all these massive cleanups in the country was really challenging. Yeah, but we made it. I'm pretty sure about that.
How many people are out today in Holland?
In the whole country, we have a record. Last year we had 16,000, and this year we have 38,000, almost 38,000. So that's a big success. We are very proud of that. All these volunteers here, they're working their ass off for World Cleanup Day. It's amazing.
So Robert, you did not scale down because of the pandemic. How did you do that?
No. Well, yes, I think we've had a good campaign, and I think also the people wanted to do and wanted to act because of all this, well, negative news and all this crisis news all the time. I think this is the perfect thing to do when you really want to make a change. And well, you and I know everybody can make a change by just cleaning up on your own. So we were really encouraging everyone to, well, you don't have to be cleaning up in big groups. You can do it by yourself or with your father or your mother or your children. Just go outside for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you want. It's up to you. And I think the people really like that.
So we can see right now behind you, people are picking up trash from the ground, from the land.
Exactly.
But you're also doing river cleaning, right?
Yes, we do. There are multiple cleanups in the country, not at this spot, but we have a lot of people who are cleaning up on boats. And we also have a group of divers in the Netherlands, so they're going underwater to clean up the mess. So yeah, wherever you go, we have people cleaning up in all different kinds of forms.
Yeah,
Perfect,
the river cleaning is also something that sounds very interesting. It's like, how does it look like? Can I just come from the street and clean the river, or do I need specific gear?
Yeah, the challenging thing is that you have trash which is floating in the water, right? So on the surface, you also have trash in the water column, if that's the right translation. So it's underneath, it's like sinking a little bit. That's more difficult to grab, but therefore we have the divers. And you know that all the trash which is underground on the mainland, because of the winds and other circumstances, those type of trash end up in the rivers, and the rivers is the main source for the plastic soup. So as soon as it enters the ocean, it's so difficult to clean it up. So yeah, it's very important that we have multiple different kinds of cleanups.
So congratulations on the record amount of people coming out today, and enjoy the day. It seems really nice with the weather and everything.
It is a sad reason that we have to do this, but when you are doing it, it's great fun. It connects people. We're cleaning up. We are working on solutions. That's the main thing. I'm very happy. I'm a proud man.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Robert Moring there, the leader of Let's Do It in the Netherlands, about the cleanups they're doing across Holland. And also, I have to say thanks to Kelly, a reporter who has been working tirelessly on those reports and interviewing people all over the world all day. So keep up the good work. Now, we're staying in the Netherlands for the moment because I want to bring you another story. And in fact, before I tell you the story, I've got some good news and I've also got some bad news. The good news is more people have access to healthy drinking water around the world today than ever before. That's good. People are staying hydrated. Of course, it's brilliant for your health. But the bad news is that more people are using plastic water bottles at the same time. There's a company in the Netherlands called Dopper, and what they do is they produce reusable water bottles. They're trying to get less and less people buying single-use water bottles that ultimately end up in a landfill or worse still, the sea. So that's their mission, that's their aim. And I spoke to a lady called Elaine Alba, and she told me what the biggest challenge is for the company today when trying to get people to use these reusable water bottles.
Yeah, well, over the past few years, there has been an increase of people drinking water in general. We have seen an increase in the sales of our reusable water bottles, but at the same time, we've also seen an increase in the use of single-use water bottles. So our battle is definitely not over yet. The biggest challenge to stop these people from using single-use water bottles is actually convenience. So people that buy these bottles on the go. And also the perception that it's cheaper than a reusable water bottle. Which is of course not true, taking into account the amount of time you use a reusable water bottle and also the low cost of tap water. In the end, it's way more cost efficient to buy a reusable water bottle for yourself, but also for our planet, of course.
Of course, it makes perfect sense. There's an example of what a reusable water bottle looks like. Of course, the problem for them is people like their convenience, as she mentioned, and when you're out and about and you forgot to bring your reusable bottle, you just run and you buy a single-use plastic water bottle. So they're doing great work there in the Netherlands. Another company called Indosol, These guys do something really clever. They take old rubber tires, they take the rubber, they recycle it, and they turn them into flip-flops. So fantastic, 2 Dutch companies doing great things for the environment. But here is the brilliant thing, the cooperation for World Cleanup Day. The 2 companies have come together and they are cleaning the canals. Amsterdam, of course, in the Netherlands, famous for a lot of things, but famous for its beautiful canals, and they're getting together. It is famous for a lot of things, like many cities are. They're cleaning the canals, and they told us over Skype why that's important.
Unfortunately, the canals here are quite dirty because of people, of course, throwing in their trash into it, but also trash just from the streets are falling into it as well. So we are expecting to find a lot of plastic, of course, probably some bikes as well, but unfortunately we cannot put them out with all of us. But besides that, we have also candy wraps, cans, and many other single-use items.
Quite simple, actually, just one message. Please stop using single-use plastic. So in the future, we won't even need a World Cleanup Day anymore. And with simple everyday actions, you can really make a difference and prevent large amounts of single-use plastic from entering our oceans.
Sven there from Indosol and Elaine from Dopper in the Netherlands. A round of applause for that cooperation, guys. That's a good. We like seeing people coming together. This is turning into a party here in Tallinn, Estonia. Now, next, we're going to find out how the cleanup is going with our friends in Switzerland.
Hello, everyone.
Where are you going?
Good to see you. Now we are here in Bern, just cleaning on the highway with a couple of volunteers cleaning both sides along the street. Yeah, and there are several other cleanups in Switzerland, in mountains, in sea, river, forests, as we are now.
So in Switzerland, what type of trash are you focusing this year on?
We are focusing on everything of trash. We will find a lot of cigarette butts along the streets, of course, and also a lot of single-use plastics. Yeah, I think it would be the most type of garbage which we will collect today.
Do you already know how much trash there is, or is it still too early?
Actually, now it's too early for us because several cleanups are still ongoing. But yeah, so I got the numbers, I think, in a few hours. But now it's too early.
But so far, what have you seen? What has surprised you?
Actually, nothing has surprised me because we will find every time while we are cleaning. So, yeah, it's usual here in Switzerland. We will find a lot of cigarette butts.
But Fabio, please give us good news. Is it changing to better?
We hope so that it's changing better. But I think we are on a good way. We're on a good way. So as you can see, there are some aluminum cans here. There are two pieces.
So,
yeah. So
all over Switzerland, how many people do you have? Do you know?
Actually, till lunch we have I think around 350 participants till now. But yeah, the big event just started. So yeah, at the end we will have much more. So there are several types of trash along the street.
So it's basically just what people throw out from their cars.
Sorry?
So it's basically just what people throw out from their cars, like cans and...
Yeah. Yes. I think it will be. this type of trash. Yeah, you
Uh,
just drive here along and then put them out of the window. Bad habit.
So thank you so much, Fabio. I will not keep you any longer. Thank you, and have a good day, because
Thank you.
still have so many hours of picking heads.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much, Switzerland. Now let's turn our satellites to Gambia. Hello, Gambia. How's the cleanup going?
Oh, we are very much here. We are very much excited to join the World Cleanup Day, which is being commemorated worldwide today. And then it's a pleasure that we are, as a country, we are also part of this movement. This great activity, very inspiring, very impactful, and directly has an impact on the health and our environment for sustainability, and then also for a better living, to make the planet safe.
So how many people are participating today in this?
Okay, as we are all aware, the pandemic has really affected the format this year. But notwithstanding, we cannot just sit down and fold our hands and say it's the pandemic, so we cannot do anything. So what we do, we strategize and then initiate neighborhood cleanups this year. So across the country, we are about 5,000 to 10,000 people across the country in various regions, in various neighborhoods, trying to clean their various individual neighborhoods. At the end of the day, we will have at least a reasonable community of the country being cleaned, and then the, relief of trash and waste.
What kind of waste are you focusing on? All kinds?
Okay.
Or
yes. Basically, we are focusing on plastic. We are focusing on pay significant attention to cigarette butts. So we are trying to collect as much cigarette butts as possible to make sure that the world is free. Our community, the country is to a greater extent free of cigarette butts.
would you say that cigarette butts are the biggest problem in terms of the waste in Gambia, or is it plastic? What is the biggest challenge or biggest issue there in terms of the waste? And
the biggest is honestly is plastic. So that's why we place high emphasis on plastic, even though there is huge amount of cigarette butts also. So as a result, we cannot also oversight the evidence of cigarette butts as a big waste contributor in our environment.
what about the government? Do you get also some support from the government in terms of the raising awareness at least?
This year we have not actually got that the support that we anticipated from government. Though naturally we are doing this in the country. The country is peaceful, So that's something that we enjoy. But we must be thankful to two municipality councils, like the Brikama Area Council. They really supported us financially, and then they also supported us with material, face masks, and others. To the Kanifi Municipal Council also, where I am, the biggest municipality in the country, actually supported us with truck that is parking our trash and then make sure that whatever we collect, whatever we gather have been collected, and then safely put. That's the truck that is passing actually. That's the truck is going right now.
Okay.
So they are supporting in terms of that, and then we are very much grateful to these two municipality councils.
Excellent. Nice to see that. So do you have any other inspirational words or encouragement for others around the world or in Africa?
Come again?
Would you have any encouraging words for other people in Africa and around the world?
Yeah, definitely. So what I can share with other people from other parts of the world, yeah, this is something that we need to keep up the momentum. Cleaning our environment is definitely for ourselves, because at the end of the day, this is the environment that we have, this is the planet we have, that's where we live in. So protecting it is a civic and a sacred responsibility on all of us, because when we protect the environment, we are protecting where we live, and then eventually we are protecting our lives. So it's important that trash has a huge impact on our health as well as our well-being. So it's really paid dividend if we can definitely work on ensure that our environment is clean. So I can definitely, on behalf of the Gambia, on behalf of Let's Do It World Cleanup Day Gambia, I must extend sincere gratitude to Let's Do It World Cleanup Day, the headquarters in Estonia, the Africa Network, our colleagues in Nigeria, Kenya. They have been very supportive, and then we thank everybody for whatever they have contributed, the inspiring words, the encouragement to ensure that we stay this. So let's keep up the momentum. We can do this. Let's do it.
Excellent. Thank you, Maslan in Gambia, and all the best to you and your country. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, welcome back to the call center here in the city building in Tallinn, where we're broadcasting from all across today. Here are our beautiful, energetic volunteers. Hey, everybody. Hey, woo. We talked to some of them a while ago, our friends here from Belgium. I think I just pulled a muscle. I won't be able to walk for a week now. Some more of our volunteers. Here's Ingrid, who looks after all social medias.
Still looking after it.
And on brand everywhere. Every item of clothing she's wearing is branded. Every item of clothing. And we couldn't speak to you earlier because you were busy. You were on a call.
Yeah.
You can't make an excuse now. What are you doing?
If you can speak Spanish.
Speak Spanish. I don't know what I'm saying. I look like a fool right now.
I want to contact Costa Rica now.
Okay, but you can't because I'm standing here.
Yeah.
So I'm interrupting your work.
Yeah.
And you want me to go away?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's the normal reaction I get when I'm talking to people. Haiti, I hope she doesn't ask me to go away. Hey, Haiti.
Hello,
Can I
Colm
stay
again.
here for a minute?
Yes,
Hey. So you have some updates on Iran, I believe. You've been in touch with the leader all the time.
Yes, yes, exactly. They made this very huge cleanup of cigarette butts. And there was a city council who also participated. Or they saw that actually they are doing this cleanup and they wanted to participate. And now they also made a call to other political persons in Iran to be part of this kind of campaign and to be part of competition even. And in BBC Persian television was made this kind of fantastic movie.
Oh yeah, there it is. And this is what you were telling us about a while ago, that they picked the biggest, longest street in Tehran, Iran.
Yes.
And they went up and down it, they picked up as many cigarette butts as they wanted, and that maybe kind of went viral there. So now all the different politicians are jumping on board and they're having a competition among themselves who can eradicate the most cigarette butts. That's a huge success, isn't it?
You know what it means? It means that it will be really viral and visible, and people and society will start to talk about it. And I think it's really, really important to have this kind of discussions in society. And I think it's a fantastic result. And I'm so happy, and we are so happy about Iran's success.
Because in countries like Iran, it can sometimes not be easy for them to organize cleanups like this. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is a great result.
Yes, bravo.
You're like a proud mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a mother.
It's your family. It's all your World Cleanup Day family. Now we're going to a company here in Estonia. They're called Newer, and they are able to produce construction materials for the building industry out of old waste. It's another great idea of how to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Take a look at this.
Now we are joined here by Ilo Rannu from Neular, and this is a company that has developed a new building material. What does this material consist of?
To be 100% honest, I don't know, because like you can see here, it's mixed plastic mainly. but approximately 10% of this material, Neular material, is something what we don't know, because the plastic what we are using, it's not clean. It's dirty plastic. We don't wash it at all. So their inside can be everything. There can be a little bit metal, there can be some organic things, there can be everything.
For example, what has your material been used for by other companies?
Oh, it's for everything, almost we can say. It's built up noise barriers in Scandinavia, horse boxes in everywhere on the world, in Australia, in British Islands, in Middle Europe, flower boxes, different furniture, etc.
Plastic is usually seen as like a threat to sustainable and like this climate-friendly lifestyle and behavior, but your approach is different. How come?
I believe that the plastic is a very good material. We are not using it the right way. We are using the material right now just once for 10 minutes or for 1 hour. That's a problem, but the lifetime of this product is long term. It's really good material, because the plastic lifetime can be 100 years, even more. So it's good material.
Where does the plastic find a way to you? Is it if I were to throw my plastic bag to the garbage bin, then will it end up in your product?
In Estonia, no. Because in Estonia, if you are putting your plastic bag in the garbage, it's normally going to companies who is burning it. But we are using the material. What is going to us? It's going from if you are sorting the materials. If you are sorting, putting to the container the right plastic there, the material is going to the sorting factories, and they are looking it over and sorting that, and after from there it's going to us. But of course, our technology is possible to use that material too, what we are putting on the garbage. But in Estonia, we don't have that kind of factories who can take it out from garbage, the material.
How many competitors do you have who do something like you do in the world?
In the region, no, we don't have competitors. In Baltic states, we are the only one. In Finland has one small company, but we don't take them like our competitor. If I'm looking globally in Europe, then in Europe we have 2-3 big competitors, but they are much bigger than we are. But the technology that they are using, it's totally different. So we are the only company even in Europe who is using that kind of technology and producing that kind of product. So we are the only one.
Thank you, Ilo-Ranno, and good luck.
Thank you.
Doing great work for the building industry there, and that's fantastic to see a company here in Tallinn. Now we are going to, which country are you going to again? Slovenia. Here we go, Jaka in Slovenia.
Yeah.
Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, is Europe's first zero-waste capital city. What happens to the garbage in a zero-waste city?
Well, Ljubljana is the first city to go on the path to zero waste. It hasn't reached it yet, but it manages to separately collect most of its waste, over 65% by now, and then most of it gets recycled. So the goals are, of course, much higher because we want to reach a more circular economy. So the path is set, and the circles have to be shortened and more localized.
How are the residents and the companies coming along with this goal?
Well, partly they're forced to cooperate, partly we realize that we want to live in a beautiful green country and we should do our bit.
But how can you motivate them?
Well, partly through economic measures, because if you produce less waste, you'll pay less taxes. So it's pretty simple. You don't have to care about the environment to be good at waste management, because it will just cost you more. But of course, if you care, then you also are more attentive and do more, I guess.
What are the main challenges besides the zero waste capital city in Slovenia right now when it comes to waste management and the cleanups?
Currently, we still have a big plastic pollution problem because we have sort of a packaging crisis, and we lack some infrastructure and we lack the proper system to force producers to produce less garbage, basically, to not put products that won't be recyclable, that won't be repairable with short lifespans, and that will just cause problems when they become wastes. So we don't have this eco-modulation of EPR fees, is what we call it, but some systemic issues basically that prohibit us from making stronger progress than we could, because we are at a really great place already and we could do great things, but we have some systemic issues.
So these need work, but do you have any? But do you have like a plan? Sorry, I'm trying to find words. Do you have? How long do you suggest it will take till those problems can be solved?
Oh, we're solving them all the time. It's a process. It's an ongoing thing. You know, changing legislation is not that easy, and the governments are changing. Then COVID came and priorities shifted, but we'll get there. We're not stopping. Things have to get changed. Things have to get fixed. Otherwise, what's the point of life? We have to improve.
Well, thank you very much, Jaka, for talking to us, and have a great World Cleanup Day.
Likewise. Ciao.
I've got some lovebirds here beside me. They were just, you guys, this is a family show and you're kissing through the mask.
Exactly, that's a family show. We're a family.
You're a family, that's
Yay!
right. That's
family show.
We're all a family. This is Britt and this is Mart, or two of our favourite people here. Big round of applause for Britt and Mart, everybody. Yeah. Yes. And thank you to Sabrina there for that fantastic report. Right. I think let's pan away from these guys. I'm just going to walk over here a bit. Let's say, okay, they're following me. You know what we'll do? We're going to end the show here. And I will tell you that we have so much more still to come here in the World Cleanup Day shows later on in the day. In around an hour, 15 minutes, we'll be live again from Tallinn, checking in with more countries, hearing about more great ideas of how companies and groups and individuals are reusing, reducing and recycling. So much more still to come here live from Tallinn on the next World Cleanup Day show. Talk to you in an hour.